If you like Nightsisters with your Star Wars, which I do, the finale of Ahsoka is probably for you. There are Nightsisters doing lots of cool things. Nightsisters raising the dead. Nightsisters with flaming swords. That means the finale of Ahsoka is awesome, right? Unfortunately, not quite. G'day, I'm RJ. Welcome to the Nerdy Dad channel. Let's talk about the finale of Ahsoka, the Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord. The finale was directed by Rick Famuyiwa. And straight off the bat, he directs it beautifully. It is shot. The visuals this whole season of Ahsoka have been fantastic, and the finale is no different. It's absolutely stunning. The special effects work is top-notch. Cannot complain about that at all. I'm going to get straight into spoilers here. As I said off the top, this episode is Nightsister heavy. And in that respect, my heart just sings. You know, Merrin from the Jedi series, Fallen Order and Survivor, is one of my favorite characters. I love the Nightsisters in the Clone Wars as well. I think they are one of the coolest parts. After the Jedi and the Sith, the Nightsisters are one of the coolest parts of Star Wars. So it's great to see them in live action, great to see them using their magic in live action, and great to see them really integrated into the mainstream Star Wars for everyone. That element was really, really fantastic to see. However, I think this episode as a finale kind of fell down a bit, and I'm going to talk more about it in when I do the season wrap-up. But this episode was a really fun Nightsister episode of Star Wars. In the vein of the Clone Wars, it's fantastic. However, as a finale and a part of Ahsoka's arc, I do question some of the story decisions. What I found with this series and as a finale, the finale didn't wrap up some things the way that I thought they might. What is the series about? It's about Ahsoka's growth, okay? The title character was Ahsoka, and she does grow. Episode 4 in particular is an inflection point for her. When she goes and visits the world between worlds, when she reconciles with her old master. And that is really, really important. However, as much as the fight between Ahsoka and Morgan Elsbeth is really, really cool, and it is, flaming swords versus lightsabers, hell yeah, every day. What does it do for the character of Ahsoka? Now, we know that Morgan and Ahsoka do have a history. In Season 2 of The Mandalorian, they fought before. It's Ahsoka that put Morgan behind bars. So Morgan probably has it out for Ahsoka. Although, in this case, she's just following the orders of Thrawn. Or maybe. She doesn't say for the Empire. It's for Dathomir. So maybe she's following the Great Mothers, who gives a shit about Thrawn and her perspective. However, all right, so that's her story. But as far as Ahsoka goes, why is she fighting Morgan? Oh, because she has to. That's fine. But symbolically, the fight fell a little flat, I suppose. Story-wise, it fell a little flat. It was just a fight. A really, really cool fight. This is the same problem I have with a lot of this episode. Really cool things like zombie stormtroopers that I really wanted to see. And if we had an episode or two more, maybe we dig into that a bit more. But no, there's nothing to dig into there. That's cool. But I feel like the central conflict, Thrawn was trying to get away. He got away. That's fine. I don't know. It just, as a finale, it fell flat for me. And nothing represents this more than Baylan Skoll, going out, standing on the statue of the father. If you don't know the Clone Wars and you don't know the Mortis gods, that figure is really, really important. In fact, that figure is really, really important in Ahsoka's story, which makes me really confused as to why it was left as a hanging thread. If we're going to have Balin's skull digging after, if we're going to have this other galaxy, have artifacts of the father, the son, and the daughter, why on earth do we not have Ahsoka, who is intimately involved with the daughter, who has part of the daughter's life force within her? Why is she not involved in that story? And she probably will be involved in that storyline in future series. But this is a series called Ahsoka, and I really wanted to dig into that. And maybe part of the reason I'm disappointed that we didn't get to it this series is because Ray Stevens, Balin's skull was so awesome, and the actor's dead, okay? Long story short, he's not going to be able to continue this performance. Now, somebody else can take the role and probably do awesome with it, but because Balin's skull was such an awesome character, and a lot of that had to do with the actor's portrayal. Now, if this is not going to be able to continue in the same form, I'm just disappointed that we didn't get more of that story. In fact, writing-wise, I'm disappointed that we don't even know what he's after. It's one thing that he didn't achieve his goal in this series. Okay? We could have left off in the exact same place where we left off. If we at least knew what he was looking for, what is he going after? What is being set up? He's off on his own, looking for something, and that is the most obvious example of why I did not like this episode as a finale. However, as an episode, I loved all the Nightsisters stuff. It was just fun. Anakin's Force Ghost showing up at the end to look over Ahsoka, and Ahsoka must be on the right track, and her master is looking over her works, and that moment was nice and satisfying. She has grown from the start of this series, and again, emblematic of that is her master watching over her. But I just feel like we didn't see any of her growth in this episode, or the result of her growth in this episode. And as a finale, I would have liked to see that. Anyway, that's all from me today. This is the Nerdy Dad, signing off.